there friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be sharing with you my review of the Lovevery Pioneer Play Kit. Not long ago I posted a video of my daughter and I unboxing this play kit. In that video I kind of shared my first impressions, how I expected her to enjoy these toys, but in today's video I'm going to be doing more of a thorough review. I also did some research to compare prices between the Lovevery toys and what it would cost to basically buy all of the same toys individually for the same experience for your child. So in today's video I'm going to be sharing whether or not I think this play kit is worth your money or if you're better off buying things individually. If this is your first time finding my channel, then welcome. I hope you enjoy this video and I hope you'll consider subscribing so that you don't miss any of my other Lovevery play kit reviews. All right, let's get right into it. So in my unboxing video, I did talk a little bit about how this play kit is a new version of the Pioneer play kit. So one of the changes is that there are fewer items. In this box, we got 5 toys, which I will show you in a minute, as well as 1 board book. One of the changes to the kit is that you now get this toy, which I will discuss more soon, but you don't get their softball toy as well as a soft cube that has some cards that go in and you can play like little action Simon Says type games. And it also used to come with a second board book. What I'm going to do today is break down the cost to figure out what these items are essentially worth and whether or not I think it's worth that price or if you'd be better off going with some of the other options that I've found. Just a heads up that I am Canadian, so I'm going to be talking in Canadian prices, but if you want to know specifics for your currency, then you can check the Lovevery website, which I'll have linked down below. Okay, so the subscription process gives you a new box every 3 months and it costs about $150 Canadian for each box. So when I break it down by item, if I were to divide it equally, they're about $25 an item. As I go through each toy here, I'm going to tell you the price of the alternative toy that I found and we'll see how those two compare. So first up is this car track. My initial reaction to this was that it was very sturdy, well made. I was a little bit nervous that Mila was going to be a little bit bored of it. I thought it was kind of simple, like it has one trick basically, you put the car in and it goes back and forth and falls down. I also thought it would be a little bit tricky because you kind of have to put this little car in a very specific way for it to work. In reality, she actually really enjoyed this one. I really underestimated how much it would keep her attention and all of the different possibilities of play with this. I'm also seeing a lot of potential for her to grow with this, which is obviously ideal and makes it more worthwhile of an investment. She's mostly been playing with how to put the cars in, so she'll throw it in and see if that works. She'll drop it in different places, and that's been kind of a lot of the experimenting that she's been doing. We also had fun trying to roll different things like rocks or other objects that we had around the house, so that was something I didn't expect to be able to do with it. I was even having fun with this, so it's probably good for older kids too. I was putting 2 of the cars in the same track and watching how they kind of switched places as they went down, so there's just so many different things you can learn about it. It's been a really fun one for her. I really underestimated it, so this one is a win. I said if we broke down evenly, each item would be about $25. I looked on the Amazon and I found a similar car track, and the link will be down in the description box if you want to check it out. The alternative one was $23.99, so technically cheaper, but it only has 1 track. So there are a couple of things that you can't do with it that you can do with the Lovevery one. So personally, I do prefer this one over the alternative one that I found. All right, next up I'll talk about the community garden puzzle. Whoops. Mila has never really been super into puzzles. I'm kind of curious, had we gotten the subscription boxes earlier on, if she might be more into this one now, because Lovevery boxes really scaffold the puzzle process, starting out really simple all the way up to even more advanced than this one. So I'm not sure if we've just kind of started off with puzzles that are too difficult. I don't really know, but this one she's barely touched, to be honest. Odd times she'll take the pieces off, but she doesn't really do anything with them after. Some of her other puzzles she'll play with the pieces, but these ones are pretty thin and I don't know, maybe that's why, but they are kind of complex shapes that she has to do a fair bit of turning to get them to fit. So this one hasn't really been a win for us, but that might just be because puzzles aren't really an interest of hers. I couldn't find a puzzle that was exactly like this, but one of the other puzzles that we have is one of the Melissa and Doug chunky puzzles. I looked up the price of those chunky puzzles and they are $13.25 on Amazon. So again, it would have been cheaper to get the Melissa and Doug chunky puzzle as opposed to this one. And actually we have one and I find she plays with those pieces individually more. So just for us, this one probably wasn't worth it. One thing I really like about these though is the pictures. They are very realistic and that's really helpful for her to make connections with the real world. Okay, so next up is the bead lacing activity, which comes in this little drawstring bag. I had a great first impression of this and I figured it would be a good one for her. One of the things I wondered was if it was going to be too challenging for her to figure out that she needs to let go of this hand and let it drop. One thing that we did to kind of help with that is I've been holding the string sometimes and she puts the bead on, she grabs the top and I let it go. So it's kind of shown her that extra step, oh, I need to grab onto the top. So she's really starting to pick it up a bit more independently and that's been good. Overall, she's been really interested in this one. I like how it comes with this hard plastic part to make stringing it through a lot easier. I also like this wooden part at the end. It keeps the beads from falling completely through, which I know can be very frustrating with just like a lace. She also loves the bag, and so do I. I think having a specific bag for it makes it really easy for her to clean up. She doesn't have to be super precise about putting things in like a crate or something like that. She can just throw it in, pull it tight, and we're good to go. I looked up a couple of bead lacing toys to compare the prices, and all of them seem to be around the $21, $22 mark. So pretty comparable price-wise, I would say, especially considering this one comes with a bag, so it would be worth a little bit more. I'd say this one is worth getting through the Lovevery subscription box because of just the way this is thought through. I think it's a really strategic setup for toddlers of this age and development, and maybe after they've mastered this they can move on to one that's more of a lace like some of the ones that I've looked at. Next up is this toy, which as I mentioned is not in the old Pioneer play kits, but it is now a new addition to it. We've had a lot of fun with this one. I had a great first impression of it from the beginning. I knew she'd be really into it. We've had a lot of fun making towers and watching them sway, seeing if they'd fall over. So this has been a really good one. Very open-ended, there's so much you can do with it and leaves a lot of room for your child to explore and make up their own kind of games with it. I did find a similar one online. The one I looked at was actually $27, which seemed a little bit high from what I could see of it. Comparing the two, I would definitely prefer this one. It just feels really high quality. The wood is really nice. The colors are nice. So I like this one better, and technically the way I divided the price of the box, it is cheaper than the one you would buy individually. Next up is the board book that is in this box, Max and Nana Go to the Park. It's a great story that teaches a bit about emotional regulation. Max gets hurt at the park and it shows how Nana helps him to work through those emotions and move on from that situation to continue to have fun at the park. Again, I was very excited initially about this one because she really seemed to like the pictures of like the real life pictures of Max and his Nana. And I really like this one because it models Montessori friendly language about how to handle a situation where your child gets hurt. So we've been able to kind of use some tools from this book ourselves. She's enjoyed this one still, and I think it's starting to also encourage a little bit of empathy. When she sees the picture of Max hurt crying, sometimes she'll hug him or give him a kiss or something like that just to show that she knows he's feeling sad. I've had a hard time finding books that have real life pictures like this. I was trying to find one like that to compare the price specifically, but I couldn't find anything quite the same. Most board books though of this size and quality that we've gotten online are usually about like $7. So comparing it to that, the way we broke down the box equally with every item being $25, then obviously this is much more expensive. Probably would have been excited to get a couple of books like the old play kit had. So I don't know. It's definitely a worthwhile book to have in my opinion, but would I have thought the play kit was more worthwhile if there were 2 books? Probably yes. Alright, next up is the Fuzzy Bug Shrub, which it opens up the top and there are little characters you can keep inside. They stick onto the side of the container and voila. Again, I like that it has like a part to hold the pieces, keep everything together, contained. Mila has no problem doing this totally on her own. The bug pieces stick very well. I kind of wondered if they'd start to lose their stick. So far, so good. This is another one that I would say is a win. It's great on when we're on the go or in the car. She can do it and has all the pieces contained here, or even just here at home. She's had a lot of fun with it. I couldn't find anything to compare this to. I've never seen a toy like this other than in the Lovevery boxes. But I imagine a toy like this elsewhere would probably be in the 20 to 25 range, so I think it's about on par. So when I took the alternative toys and their prices and added it up, I got to a total of $120, which is about $30 less than what I paid for the box. The box also comes with a little pamphlet of ideas of how you can encourage your child to develop and play with the toys that are in here, as well as how you can use real life objects that you already have at home to encourage more play and development. So I'm keeping that in mind when I think about whether or not this box is worth it. I'm also keeping in mind the quality of these toys. They feel very sturdy, very well made, and I also think the aesthetic is really nice. So not a deal breaker for me, but I think definitely contributes to the higher price. They are really nice to look at. So overall, do I think this box was worth it? I think I would probably say yes. We have gotten a lot of use out of them. And especially if you're someone who usually buys more than $150 worth of toys in a 3-month span, then it would probably be worth it. When you buy these toys, you know they're developmentally appropriate. They are well researched, and someone else has kind of already done that thinking for you, so that's really nice. Could you give your child a similar developmental experience buying these toys individually? Definitely. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit more cost friendly, I would encourage going on the Lovevery website, looking at the play kits, and they actually list what is in each box. And if you can kind of find a different one or maybe do a DIY of something, and that's a great way to save money and not have to do the subscription. I think had I gotten the Pioneer play kit from the past before and then gotten this one, I would feel like it wasn't as worth it. But because I didn't have that experience, it's kind of hard for me to say how they compare, but just the fact that you get less stuff, I think probably makes it seem a little bit less worthwhile. We're going to continue buying the subscription for at least a couple more months just to kind of keep doing these comparisons and see how it works out in the end. Personally, I like that the thought has already been put into it. I know that these are skills that are developmentally appropriate for Mila, and I know that I'm getting a high quality toy that's not likely to break at least anytime soon. So stay tuned. I'll do at least a few more reviews of the next few boxes as we get them, and maybe more from there if we do find that they are worth it to continue. If you do want to see those reviews, then hit the subscribe button and the bell button as well, and you'll get a notification when that review comes out. That's all for today. I hope you found this review helpful. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.